Hi kiddos, it's Jennifer Forberry and we are here with the very last video of the Kids Organizing Challenge. I'm here on my porch. It's a beautiful day here in New York, but you know what? Summer is going to be coming to an end soon and it is just gorgeous out here, so I want to make sure I came out here and enjoyed the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time off of school. And if you are watching this video during the school year, I hope you're having a great school year. However, today I want to talk about wherever you are in your school year, I want to talk about rocking your school year. This is the second part of the 6-week video. And I'm just going to go over a few more tips on how to stay organized in your school year. Now, here's the thing. Studies have shown over and over and over that kids that are very organized in school get better grades, they turn in their homework on time, they're more proud of themselves. Their parents are more proud of them. They feel good about themselves, and they eventually, you all know, if you get good grades in school, you will go farther on and on in life. So it's super, super important to get organized. Now here's the thing. What may work for one person may not work for another. So these tips I'm going to share with you today, just go ahead and try it. And if it doesn't work for you, fine. But give it a few weeks and just see if it's something that you can adapt into your everyday life that would help you do better in school. So one of the things I want to talk about is I mentioned in the last video the accordion file, and I wanted to show you an example of it today. So here's my son's Bryson's, and he loves green, so we picked green. This is for homework. So if you are at an age like middle school or high school where you are starting to get homework and you have lots of different classes, it can get confusing. So it's really important to keep your homework organized. So what my son does is that he has this labeled. You can see all the different classes in here. So he has science, social studies, math, Spanish, animal science, ELA, and health. And they're in order of his day. So obviously science is his very first class of the day. So what he does is he takes this to class, and as soon as the teacher gives him a homework assignment, he puts everything he needs in the slot. He brings this home. That way he doesn't have to bring all the folders home every single night, and he actually does his homework, puts it back in the slot for the class, and takes it to school the next day, and he never has to wonder where his homework is. It's always right here. So it works out really well, and it helps him be not have to bring as much stuff home in his backpack, because I mean, guys, those backpacks get super heavy, don't they? I mean, you're just a kid. Why should you have to carry such a heavy backpack? I don't know. This will help you, okay? You'll notice right here I put his name right here. Everything gets labeled before we use it. Now, it's not just to help keep track of things, but it also, if this ever ends up in the lost and found at school, how is anybody going to know who it belongs to unless it's labeled? So make sure you label everything that you take to school. And these little labels, you can get like a whole sheet of them at, Target for a couple dollars. So, or any label. Just make sure you label everything. One of the other things that we do is we try to color code every class. Some teachers will request certain color folders, so you kind of start there. So for example, with Bryson, his teacher requested that he have a red folder for math. So we made sure that when he had to have a spiral bound notebook, that was also red. And his book cover is red. So that everything related to math is red. And that way it helps Bryson to keep track of what he's using. When he's looking through his locker for his stuff, he knows all the red goes together. Over time, he realizes, he remembers what color goes with what class. So it's super easy and just another way to keep you more organized. Let's see, what else do we have? So, also, if you do have to use a binder for a class, make sure you label the spine. Because that way when it's sitting on your locker shelf, you don't have to lift out every binder just to see what class it is for. So you'll actually have it labeled on the spine. And then if you have to have a folder with your class, so for those classes that you have to have folders and binders, make sure you look for okay, my son's a huge Yankee fan, so for this class he picked Yankees. To see how these punch through. So this is perfect for the binder, and it just goes right inside the binder, and that way he's not carrying two loose objects like a folder and a binder, and it doesn't fall out and get lost. And if he has a notebook for that class, then we put that in the binder as well. So everything is attached into one binder. let's see. Oh, and the other thing is, if you're past the age of using a crayon box or a pencil box, these are super handy for attaching into a binder as well. They're for your colored pencils, highlighters, pens, pencils, erasers, all that. And you can just keep it in your binder or keep it like this, and everything you need is ready to go when you're running to class. And that way they're not loose, and you know, the boxes after a while get pretty bulky, so as you get older and add more and more stuff into your locker and your backpack, these are pretty slim and they hold a lot. So that is some tips on keeping organized with your actual supplies. Now I want to talk about a little bit of time management for homework. So if you are given, say it's September 15th and your teacher's like, hey, you're going to have a book report due on November 1st. You want to grab your planner, which hopefully you have one. A lot of schools give the students the planner, so it's easy because you just use whatever one they give you. And if they don't give you a planner, then go out with your mom and dad and find one that you really love and that works for you. But in your planner, if you're giving a project that's due November 1st, you want to first go to your planner and immediately write down book report due on November 1st. But then I want you to take it a step further. I want you to backtrack. And I want you to say, okay, it's September 15th. Within a week, I want to read, for example, 2 chapters. Write that in your planner, 2 chapters this week. Then the next week, write 2 chapters. And then give yourself a deadline of, say, maybe October 25th to have the book report done. So that way, if something pops up between October 25th and November 1st, you're covered. Say you get sick. Say you have dance practice that goes really late, or a basketball game, or it's just a really busy week for other classes and other homework. You don't have to stress out and worry that you're going to get a bad grade because you waited till the last minute. So always put deadlines in your planner earlier than the project is actually due. I'm telling you guys, if you get into the habit of doing that, you're going to just fly through this life and be so successful, not only in school and college and in the workforce, because you're not going to be what we like to call a procrastinator. Does anybody know one of those? That is not a good way to live, okay? So try to formulate correct habits now so you don't turn into one of those procrastinators. Procrastinators always wait till the last minute. And then they stress out and they add extra stress onto their life. And then they may or may not have time to do their best job. So you don't want to turn into a procrastinator. You want to think ahead. You want to be proactive, which means you want to always think, how can I get things done before they're due? And it's the same thing with showing up to practice and getting to class. It's always nice to get there like 5-10 minutes early, because guess what? Your teachers and your coaches are watching you. And you will stand out from the crowd if you are the kid that gets there early, if you're the kid that hands in assignments early, if you're the kid that is always thinking ahead and being proactive. Trust me, it stands out because so many people are procrastinators. So you will actually not be the norm if you're not doing it. And people will notice you. And it's a great characteristic to have. So want to make sure that you guys, if there's any questions with something that you're needing help with getting organized for the school year, please email me. Don't be shy. And even though this is the end of our 6-week challenge, I always want you to keep my email. I'm going to give it to you again just so you always have it. So write this down. Organize at Jennifer, that's JENNIFER, Ford like the truck, FORD, berry like the fruit, BERRY.com. So it's organized at jenniferfordberry.com. I will always answer your questions. I'm so happy that you're a part of my challenge, and I wish you the best of luck in school this year. I know you can do it. I'm super proud of you for trying your best. You know what? We all are work in progress in this world. So if you need to keep on watching the videos until it really sinks in, by all means, go for it. I mean, I'm a grown-up and I'm still learning new things every day. One of the things I want to learn this year is how to have my videos not look so dark. Okay, so we're always working and we're always learning, and that's a good thing. It really is. And if you're willing to grow and learn, you are going to be just an amazing adult when you grow up, because you're willing to always look at new ways of doing things. So I highly encourage you to get more organized this year. Push yourself farther than you've ever pushed yourself before. And then when it's done, I just want you to do a 5-minute email and to say, hey, Mrs. Berry, this is what worked for me this year. Or Mrs. Berry, this is what I need help with. Or guess what, Mrs. Berry, I got the best grades ever. I'm going to be so thrilled for you. So thanks again for joining me for this challenge. I just adore all of you and wish you the best. You know what, kids? You have a whole life ahead of you that's going to be awesome and exciting and amazing. And I'm just, happy to be part of it. So thank you. Mwah.